Hi, welcome to English Hamster. Are you learning English? Great. Here we learn through stories. They are simple and interesting. You can improve English while learning knowledge. Remember to subscribe, like and comment. Let's get started.
Learning English can be fun, but it can also be a little tricky. Many people make common mistakes while learning. These mistakes can sometimes make it harder to understand what you are saying or writing. In this article, we will look at some of the most common English mistakes and how you can avoid them. With a little practice, you will improve your English and sound more natural. Mistake 1. Using wrong word order. In English, word order is very important. If you put words in the wrong order, your sentence might sound strange or even confusing. Example: wrong. I at the park am. Correct. I am at the park. The correct word order for a simple sentence in English is usually subject plus verb plus object, SVO. For example, I eat apples. I, subject, eat, verb, apples, object. If you mix up the order, it can confuse the listener. How to avoid this mistake? When making a sentence, try to remember the SVO pattern. If you want to add more information, like time or place, remember to put it in the right position. Correct. I will visit my friend tomorrow. Wrong. Tomorrow, my friend will I visit. Mistake 2. Confusing some and any. Some and any are two words that many people get mixed up. Both words are used to talk about an unknown quantity of something, but there is a difference in how we use them. Some is used in positive sentences. Example: I have some friends. Any is used in negative sentences and questions. Example: I don't have any pencils. Example: do you have any milk? Many learners say, I don't have some apples, which is incorrect. Remember, we use any in negative sentences, not some. How to avoid this mistake? When you are making a negative sentence or asking a question, use any. When you are talking about something you have or want, use some. Mistake 3. Forgetting articles a, an, and the. Many learners forget to use the articles a, an, and the in their sentences. These small words are very important in English, and they help you sound more natural. A and an are used when we talk about something for the first time, or something that is not specific. Example: I saw a dog in the park. We don't know which dog. Example: she wants to eat an apple. Any apple, not a specific one. The is used when we are talking about something specific or something we both know. Example: I saw the dog again. We know which dog we are talking about. Example: please give me the pen. We both know which pen. How to avoid this mistake? Remember, use a or an for general things. Use the for specific things that you and your listener both know. Mistake 4. Using the wrong preposition. Prepositions like in, on, and at are small words, but they can change the meaning of a sentence completely. Many learners confuse them because in their language, the rules might be different. We use in for countries, cities, and large places. Example: I live in Japan. Example: he works in a big office. We use on for surfaces and specific days. Example, the book is on the table. Example, I will see you on Monday. We use at for exact times and locations. Example, I will meet you at the bus stop. Example, the party starts at 8 o'clock. How to avoid this mistake. To avoid mistakes with prepositions, try to think about the place or time more clearly. If it is a big place or a general time, use in. If it is a surface or a specific day, use on. If you are talking about an exact time or location, use at. Mistake 5. Mixing up much and many. In English, we use much and many to talk about quantity, but we use them in different ways. Much is used with uncountable nouns, things we cannot count one by one. Example, I don't have much time. Example, there is too much water in the glass. Many is used with countable nouns, things we can count. Example, I have many friends. Example, there are many apples on the tree. How to avoid this mistake. When you talk about things you can count, like apples, books, or people, use many. When you talk about things you cannot count, like water, time, or sugar, use much.
Mistake 6. Confusing for and since. Many learners have trouble with the difference between for and since. These two words are used to talk about time, but they are used in different ways. For is used to talk about a period of time, how long something has been happening. Example, I have been studying English for 2 years. Example, she has lived in this city for 5 months. Since is used to talk about the start of a period, when something began. Example, I have been studying English since 2020. Example, they have lived here since January. How to avoid this mistake. When you want to talk about how long something has been happening, use for. When you want to say when something started, use since. Mistake 7. Using the wrong verb form. In English, verbs change depending on the tense, present, past, future, etc. Many learners make mistakes by using the wrong verb form in different tenses. Present simple tense, used for regular actions, facts, or habits. Example, she works every day. Example, they study English every week. Present continuous tense, used for actions happening right now or around the present time. Example, I am eating dinner. Example, she is studying for her test. Past simple tense, used for actions that happened in the past. Example, he visited London last year. Example, we watched a movie last night. Future simple tense, used for actions that will happen in the future. Example, I will travel to Paris next month. Example, they will call you tomorrow. How to avoid this mistake. When you are speaking or writing in English, think carefully about the time of the action. If it's something that happens regularly, use the present simple. If it's happening right now, use the present continuous. If it happened in the past, use the past simple, and if it's going to happen in the future, use the future simple. Mistake 8. Overusing very. The word very is commonly used to emphasize things, but it is often overused. Using very too much can make your language sound repetitive and weak. Instead of saying very good or very big, try to use stronger adjectives that express the same meaning. Instead of very good, try excellent, fantastic, amazing. Instead of very big, try huge, enormous, gigantic. How to avoid this mistake? Try to use more descriptive words to make your speech or writing more interesting. Instead of just saying very, find words that express the feeling more strongly. Mistake 9. Incorrect pronunciation of words. Pronunciation is a key part of speaking English clearly. Many learners make mistakes with pronunciation, which can make it hard for others to understand them. Some words in English sound very similar but are pronounced differently. Example: he reads a book. Present tense sounds like reads. He read a book. Past tense sounds like read. Example: I can't live without my phone. Pronounced live. I live in New York. Pronounced leave. How to avoid this mistake? When learning new words, pay attention to how they are pronounced. You can use online tools like Google Translate or YouTube to listen to native speakers saying the words. Practice speaking aloud and try to repeat after them. Mistake 10. Using double negatives. In English, double negatives are often used incorrectly. Double negatives occur when two negative words, like not and never, are used together in a sentence. In English, double negatives usually cancel each other out, which can lead to confusion. Incorrect: I don't know nothing about it. Correct: I don't know anything about it. Incorrect: I can't never be late. Correct: I can't ever be late. How to avoid this mistake? Avoid using two negative words in the same sentence. If you are already using not or never, you don't need to add another negative word. Instead, use anything, ever, or another appropriate word to make the sentence correct. Mistake 11. Mixing up to and very. To and very are both used to express intensity, but they have different meanings. Very means to a great degree, but it is not extreme. Example: she is very tall. Example: this book is very interesting. To means more than necessary or more than you want. Example: it's too cold to go outside. Example: the movie was too long. How to avoid this mistake? If you want to express a high degree of something but not extreme, use very. If something is excessive or beyond what is comfortable, use to. Mistake 12. Incorrect use of plural forms. In English, nouns can be singular, one, or plural, more than one. A common mistake that learners make is using the wrong form of the noun, especially when there is more than one thing. Singular: one thing, one person, one idea. Example: I have a cat. Example: she is a teacher. Plural: more than one thing, person, or idea. Example: I have 2 cats. Example: they are teachers. Some nouns don't follow the usual rule of adding s to make them plural. For example, child becomes children, not childs, and man becomes men, not mans. How to avoid this mistake? When making a plural, add s or es to most nouns. However, there are many irregular plural forms that you will need to learn. Keep practicing to remember them. Mistake 13. Misusing let's and let's. The words let's and let are used to make suggestions, but they are often confused. Let's is short for let us and is used to suggest doing something together. Example, let's go to the park. Example, let's have lunch together. Let is used when giving permission or allowing someone to do something. Example, you can let me know if you need help. Example, my mom won't let me stay out late. How to avoid this mistake. When suggesting something, use let's. When talking about permission, use let. Mistake 14. Using will for present actions. Another common mistake is using will to talk about things happening now. Will is used for future actions, not for things that are happening now. Incorrect. I will eat lunch now. Correct. I am eating lunch now. Incorrect. She will go to the store today. Correct. She is going to the store today. How to avoid this mistake. When you are talking about something that is happening right now, use the present continuous form, am, are, or is, plus verb ing. Use will for actions that will happen in the future. Mistake 15. Forgetting to use contractions. In spoken English, contractions are very common. Contractions like I'm, your, he's, and their help make sentences sound more natural and are used all the time in conversations. Example with contractions. I'm going to the store. Example without contractions. I am going to the store. Example with contractions. She's coming to the party tonight. Example without contractions. She is coming to the party. How to avoid this mistake. When speaking or writing informally, use contractions to sound more like a native speaker. However, in formal writing, you may want to avoid contractions, depending on the situation. Mistake 17. Overusing because. Because is a very useful word in English, but it can be overused. Some learners use because too often, even when a different word or phrase would be better. For example, instead of saying because all the time, try using so, since, or as to avoid repetition. Instead of I went to bed early because I was tired, try I went to bed early because I was tired. Correct. Instead of she didn't come to the party because she was busy, try she didn't come to the party since she was busy. Good alternative. How to avoid this mistake. While because is correct, vary your sentences by using alternatives like so, since, or as to make your speech more interesting and varied.
Mistake 17. Using who and which incorrectly. Who and which are both used to add more information to a sentence. However, they are used in different situations. Who is used for people or things with a personality or identity. Example, the teacher who teaches math is kind. Example, the person who helped me was very nice. Which is used for things or animals, not people. Example, the book which is on the table is mine. Example, the dog which is barking is loud. How to avoid this mistake. Remember to use who for people and which for things or animals. If you are unsure, think about whether you are talking about a person or an object. Mistake 19. Incorrect use of to and enough. To and enough are both used to show degree, but they have different meanings and are used in different ways. To means more than you want or need. Example, it is too hot to go outside. Example, this shirt is too small for me. Enough means sufficient or just the right amount. Example, I don't have enough time to finish the project. Example, you're enough strong to lift this box. How to avoid this mistake. If something is excessive or beyond what is comfortable,
use to. If something is sufficient or just the right amount, use enough. Mistake 19. Using less and fewer incorrectly. In English, less and fewer are used to talk about quantity, but they are used in different situations. This is another mistake many learners make. Fewer is used with countable nouns, things we can count one by one. Example: I have fewer books than you. Example: there are fewer people in the room now. Less is used with uncountable nouns, things we cannot count one by one. Example: there is less water in the glass. Example: I have less money than I thought. How to avoid this mistake? When you are talking about something countable, use fewer. When you are talking about something uncountable, use less. Mistake 20. Incorrect use of have and have got. In English, both have and have got are used to show possession. However, there is a slight difference in their use. Have is more common in American English, while have got is more common in British English. They both mean the same thing, but the structure of the sentence can be different. Example with have, American English: I have a car. Example with have got, British English: I have got a car. How to avoid this mistake? In conversation, either have or have got is fine. However, remember that have is more formal, while have got is more casual. You can use them interchangeably, but it's good to understand when each one is more commonly used. Mistake 22. Using make and do incorrectly. Make and do are two verbs that are often confused by learners of English. They are both used in a wide variety of contexts, but they have different meanings. Make is usually used when you create or produce something. Example: she makes beautiful cakes. Example: he made a big mistake. Do is used when you perform an action or task but not create something. Example: I need to do my homework. Example: she is doing the dishes. How to avoid this mistake? If you are creating something, like food, a plan, or a piece of art, use make. If you are performing a task or action, like work, cleaning, or exercises, use do. Mistake 23. Misusing so and such. So and such are both used to describe things in English, but they are used in different ways. So is used to describe how much or how many of something there is. Example: the soup is so hot. Example: I am so tired after work. Such is used to emphasize a noun and often includes a or an. Example: it was such a nice day. Example: she is such a good singer. How to avoid this mistake? Use so when you are talking about an adjective or adverb. Use such when you are talking about a noun. Mistake 24. Using try and try to incorrectly. Try and try to are used to express effort, but they are often confused by learners. Try is used when you are doing something in an experimental or test-like way. Example:
I will try this cake to see if it's good. Example, he tried the new game. Try to is used when you are making an effort to do something, usually something difficult or challenging. Example, I will try to finish my homework before dinner. Example, she tried to fix the car, but it didn't work. How to avoid this mistake? Use try for testing or experimenting. Use try to when you are making an effort to accomplish something. Mistake 25. Overcomplicating sentences. In English, it's easy to get caught up in making sentences complicated, especially if you are trying to impress others. However, this can make your message unclear and harder to understand. Simple and clear sentences are often more effective. Example of a complicated sentence. Despite the fact that he had a lot of things to do, he decided to go to the movies because he was feeling a bit tired and needed a break from his routine. Simplified version. He was tired, so he decided to go to the movies. How to avoid this mistake? Try to keep your sentences simple and easy to understand. Avoid adding too many unnecessary words and focus on what you really want to say. Conclusion. English is a beautiful and powerful language, but like any language, it comes with its challenges. By avoiding these common mistakes, you can improve your speaking, writing, and overall understanding of English. Remember, practice makes perfect. Keep working on your language skills, and soon you'll be able to communicate clearly and confidently. The more you practice, the better you will become. Don't be afraid to make mistakes because they are an important part of learning. With time and effort, you'll start sounding more like a native English speaker and make fewer of these common mistakes.
Hey, if you learned something new today, please give this video a like. Write your thoughts in the comments and subscribe to the channel. It only takes a second and it really helps to create more English videos for you. Thank you. See you next time. Bye.